Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can. In the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Terms and conditions apply. Your mobile carrier's availability and message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, March 7th, 2024. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley hastened former President Trump's path to the Republican presidential nomination after she dropped out of the race less than a day after the Super Tuesday primaries. Susan Ferricchio and Tom Howe report Haley, who campaigned as a next-generation conservative for voters seeking an alternative to a Trump-Biden rematch, did not endorse Trump in her exit speech. Biden and Trump have 8 months to battle for general election voters. They must work to unite voters in their parties while vying for a growing number of independents. Some corporations must improve their carbon footprint reporting after the Securities and Exchange Commission approved a climate change disclosure rule. Ramsey Touchberry reports the regulation will require certain public companies to disclose information to investors about their greenhouse gas emissions and those created by the energy they consume. Critics warn the disclosure rule will be overly costly and burdensome for corporations and could negatively impact business partners of publicly traded companies, including the agriculture industry. President Biden plans to celebrate a drop in crime during his State of the Union address, but current levels still remain higher than before the COVID-19 pandemic. Jeff Murdoch reports the crux of the president's argument is a crime analysis by Datalytics that found an 11.8% drop in homicides nationally from 2022 to 2023. It also found the numbers of rapes, robberies, and aggravated assaults declined during the same period. The Nonpartisan Council on Criminal Justice reported a similar decline in homicides, but found that homicides were still 18% higher last year than in 2019. The council found the same result for gun assaults, aggravated assaults, and carjackings, all lower year over year, but still above pre-pandemic levels. A string of high-profile crimes blamed on illegal immigrants hasn't shaken Washington area leaders who say they're comfortable with their sanctuary policies. Matt Delaney reports city and county officials rejected that narrative, saying they've struck the right balance in working with the Department of Homeland Security on the most serious violent crimes while refusing to cooperate when illegal immigrants are arrested for lower-level offenses. Prince George's County, Maryland won't hold illegal immigrants for pickup and will notify ICE of an impending release only in cases of convictions of crimes such as murder, kidnapping, sex offenses, serious assaults, and gun crimes. Montgomery County, Maryland has a similar list. In Virginia, the sheriff's departments in Fairfax and Arlington counties have also limited their pre-release notifications to ICE. Democratic senators have moved to cancel a $1 million earmark for an LGBTQ center in Philadelphia after a social media report said the place hosted play parties. Alex Miller and Stephen Dinan report Pennsylvania Senators Bob Casey and John Fetterman asked that the money be pulled from the overall bill, which will fund several cabinet agencies. The project was removed from the list of approved earmarks by Wednesday. This year marks the third year of earmarking after Republicans forced a pause in 2011. After a decade hiatus, earmarks returned under Democratic control in 2021. Now that Republicans have control of the House, they have more ownership of the process. And finally, Andrew Salmon interviews Myung-Oh, one of the key leaders of South Korea's information technology overhaul. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.
Hello, Saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.